What is going on, everybody? So I am back today to actually talk about another Oscar-nominated film. I just recently did my ranking of all the Oscar films that I had watched. I think there was 21 films that I got a chance to see, and this was one that was kind of on and off my radar for a while, and I'd heard some good things about it, and I've heard people discussing it, and this is actually a film that was nominated for Best Animated Movie, and the film I'm going to be discussing today is The Sea Beast. The Sea Beast is directed by Chris Williams. The life of a legendary sea monster hunter is turned upside down when a girl stows away on his ship. So I really had no idea what to expect when I watched this movie because I hadn't even seen a trailer for it. I just saw the poster on Netflix, and actually my buddy Ray that does my podcast with me, the Film Monsters podcast, actually told me that he saw this movie and that he really enjoyed it. And so I was really looking forward to checking it out for myself, and I am happy to say this movie is wonderful, and I think more people should definitely see it. I was really surprised that this wasn't put out by one of the major animation companies, at least by the looks of it, because the animation in it is stunning. I really love the way that it looked. It really reminded me of Disney films like Tangled. A lot of the characters looked very similar to the designs of those, but then I looked and saw that this movie was, the director of this film has worked on multiple Disney movies, including most recently he was a writer on Moana, and he directed Big Hero 6. And so it makes sense that a lot of that animation style would translate over into one of his films. But very simply, this film is about this group, they call them hunters, and they hunt these sea monsters. You have this captain named Captain Crow and all of the people who work on his ship with him, including this guy named Jacob, who's voiced by Karl Urban, and they go out and they're hunting all these different sea monsters. You get this amazing action sequence at the beginning, but you find out that he's really looking for this one giant red sea monster in particular, and the entire film is they want to set out and find this sea monster because the king and queen of this town who they work with say that it's their last opportunity to be able to prove that hunters still need to be a thing, and that the royal government shouldn't just send people out to go kill these sea monsters. Well, at the same time, you're introduced to Maisie, played by Zaris-Angel Hator, who really gives a phenomenal vocal performance in this, and she's just this young girl who she's telling these kids in this orphanage stories about the hunters and telling them that her parents were hunters and she's been left on her own, and she ends up running into Jacob, and by all of these sets of circumstances, they end up getting to be together on this ship going out after this sea beast. There's this huge turn of events, and I don't really want to get much more into it because you should just watch it from there. So this movie, like I said, is absolutely fantastic. Between the vocal performances and the animation, like I said, it is absolutely stunning. But what I really loved about this movie is the amount of different themes that it covers. There's this whole idea of what have we learned when we're growing up, and what have we been told, and how much of that can we actually believe, and who is the one giving us this information. And there's this whole idea of like the royalty instilling in our minds how things should be versus what they actually are. And I thought that it was so well handled for a children's film. This movie does get dark. There are violent elements in this that aren't tamed up to a children's film. People getting thrown off ships, and obviously it's not like super bloody or anything, but it doesn't pull back from how intense the violence is in this film, which I always really respect when a children's film is willing to like take some chances and make things scary. And I really liked that about it. The other thing I really loved about this movie is the diversity in the characters. On all these ships, there's captains that are women and people of color and from all different backgrounds. And I thought that was really cool to incorporate all those different types of characters into this very specific world that the director was trying to create. And there's obviously some really cute looking characters in this that you attach yourself onto. The sea beast in particular, the red one, has such a cool design. He looks so awesome. And I really just loved the immersiveness of the world of this film. And it really felt like something unique and different. And I'm glad to see that this got nominated for an Academy Award. I definitely don't think that it's going to win this category with films like Marcel the Shell with Shoes On and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I just don't feel like it has that sort of bump that those two movies have, especially in like widespread popularity, but if it being nominated for an Academy Award does anything, I hope that it makes people want to see it more. And if I was going to add this into my list, I think it would probably be in like 12th place, right below Puss in Boots. They're kind of like right there with each other. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I thought it was super entertaining, and I definitely think you should watch it. So have you seen The Sea Beast? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was fantastic. I really had no idea what to expect, and I was pleasantly surprised in every way. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.